Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Bloomsburg University football. Paul Darragh, the head coach, joining us right now. Paul, camp is ready. It's right here. You guys are coming in a day or so, and you guys will be ready to hit the football field. Tell us about your excitement with your staff of this group for 2015.
Well, it'll be good to get back at it. We've had a good break, a little bit of a long break from May until now. So just like everybody else, I know our players and coaching staff are chomping on the bit to get back at it. But we feel like we've got a great group of guys, and our staff is as good as any in the country, in my opinion. So, but I think with the incoming freshman class and the returning veterans, we've got a chance. And anytime you feel that way, I think that's a good thing. But so we're excited. There's always a lot of variables, and hopefully when our guys come back, they're ready, and I think they will be. But we're looking forward to Wednesday, and that's when they report, and we start practice on Thursday.
Let's start on the offensive end of the ball with your returning starters, who you have coming back, and the leadership at the quarterback position. Yeah,
well, Tim Kelly, this will be his fourth year starting, and that gives us a lot of confidence that we'll be, have as good a player as we've had, and this will be hopefully his best year, and he's been very consistent. So, but I think anytime you have a fourth-year starter at quarterback, that just can't put a value on that experience. So we have a veteran offensive line. We really feel like these guys are going to be able to play as a group as well as they've played last year. They kind of grew through last year, so certainly this season we feel like they'll be as dominant as they were at the end of the season last year. So. And really, we did lose. We only lost two starters, our starting fullback and tailback. So, but we have guys that have played and have got a lot of experience at those two positions. So, I think it all starts with the quarterback. And like you said, with Tim, we're excited. And I think that always, as anything, when you have an experienced quarterback, you've got a really good shot to be productive offensively, like we've been. So, we're excited about it, and I know he is as well.
It's been a few years since Danny Hale retired, and a lot of the staff still in place. So you guys changed a whole lot. Your philosophy is pretty much the same as when Danny was here as far as running the football and what you guys do on the offensive end.
Yeah, I think, certainly it's a credit to Coach Hale. I mean, our system, it was his blueprint essentially on as far as scheme and how to run the program off the field. And I've just tried to continue that along with the staff. To do it the way he did it, which was, as good as anybody. So we would have been kind of foolish to try to change very much. And so our philosophy is the same. And I think the idea that we want to be able to establish the line of scrimmage and run the football and then control the line of scrimmage defensively, that was Coach Hale's philosophy, and that's what we're continuing to try to accomplish. And I think that's a reason why we've been able to have some success the last 2 years, because we followed that philosophy, and that's not going to change.
Yeah, in the PSAC, you get a little bit of variance there. A lot of people throwing the football, the quick no huddles, and all that stuff. You guys still running the football at Bloomsburg University. Coach, over on the defensive end of the side, you lost some talent there. You have to replace some guys, but I think you get a nice mix of guys coming in and out. So there's some experience as far as starters, but then you get more experience when you say, hey, those guys got some reps.
Yeah, and I think, it is an advantage for us just through the course of the game to keep, stay fresh and, have some depth. So we do always rotate in on the defensive line, and really in the secondary we did as well last year. So, it starts with our captains, our leadership defensively, and Gary Pistell and Donovan Morris. They're both returning captains, and I think their leadership will be critical, because we will have some guys that are starting for the first time, though they played a lot. And so I think, that's going to help us to have that good leadership, a couple guys that are true veterans and two of our best players. And it also helps to have some guys that, have really played but maybe not started. And so it's always a collective effort, and I think Coach Hennikel, Chet Hennikel, and the rest of the defensive staff have always done a great job. But last year might have been one of the best defensive seasons we've ever had, statistically for sure. And so a lot of these guys that are coming back this year were part of that. So we're hoping to be as productive as we were last year, and I think we got a chance to do that.
Paul, anything stand out? I mean, competition's heating up all over the place. Division One, the 1AAs, Division Two. As things change, you may see a taller, faster receiver, and then you got to get a little bit bigger, faster D-backs. Tell us about some of the changes in the PSAC you've seen over the years. You guys are staying ahead of the curve, but it's a constant change in the game.
Yeah, I think, like you referenced, the style of the offenses, throwing the football, but also the quick no huddle, that's probably been the biggest change. And I think ironically, what we do, John, I believe, does help us, defend against that, because we do get in a huddle. We are able to run the football, and we are able to kind of keep the ball away from some of these explosive offenses whose goals are to really run 100 plays, 110 plays a game, and try to score quickly. And so I think that's been really the biggest change in all of college football, and certainly in the PSAC. And a lot of our opponents run that, and they run it well. So I think that for us, the going back to the traditional, getting in a huddle, we can control the game clock. We can run the football and certainly throw the football when we need to, and we've been productive doing that. But I think that's helped us kind of combat the new style of offenses, along with playing some stout defense. That part of it, I think, is something that will continue to help us against these explosive offenses. But that's probably the biggest change, in my opinion, has been that style, and whether you have one back or no back in the backfield, but also the up-tempo no huddle it can be challenging. So we're going to get a lot of that again this year.
Every game of the PSAC is always big every week, no doubt. But the
sir.
road games this year, Coach, are huge. Ship and Cal and ESU, I mean, to name a few, you guys will be road tested with some of those big matchups.
Yeah, and I think that's the challenge. And for us, we certainly try to take them one game at a time. So our focus, once we get into camp and are done practicing against ourselves, will be Stonehill, which will be a challenge. Luckily, we have them at home. But you're right, we have a challenging road schedule ahead of us throughout the season. And I think, certainly we benefited last year from having some of those big games at home. This team is going to have to be able to be a good road team. And so every year you face kind of a different challenge, whether it's the way the schedule's set up or whether you have the tough games early or late. But so the challenge, really the dual challenge that we have an early schedule. The first 4 games, I think, are 4 teams that can be as good as anybody will play all year. So we have to play well early, and we're going to have to play well on the road. So I think our guys will be up to the challenge.
And also at Westchester, so another one that'll be a dandy, that's for sure. Well, Paul, I want to thank you for your time as the season approaches here, getting ready to go full steam ahead there at Bloomsburg University, and we'll talk to you along the way.
You got it. Thanks, John.
Bloomsburg University Huskies football here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.